it's time for another rant because I got fired up on a call. So, debunking real estate teams. Oh, here we go again. It's been a little while since I've been this fired up. And if you have a real estate team right now, first thing I want to ask you is, can you produce your P&L within 90 seconds? If you can't, there's a problem. See, I think so many times we're looking to build this real estate team to work ourselves out of a job so that we can sit back and collect the money. So let's look at that angle for a second. I want you to ask yourself, if you're building a real estate team so you no longer have to work, let's look at that. Let's look at all the things that have to work out perfectly in order for that outcome to happen. And how many people do you know that have 7th leveled or 8th leveled or 6th leveled or whatever they're calling it, they're real estate teams where they're no longer working and they're making the money that they want to make. Now let's contrast that to how many people went on this journey and have gone freaking broke. Meaning that what they've done is they've gone to go build a team and they've got advertising budgets that are through the roof. And when they look at their net income, or wait, they're probably not even watching their numbers. When they look at that, they're not making the money that they thought they were going to make. And it's not looking as good as what they do. Yet they're sitting up on panels. They're getting awards. Meanwhile, they're sitting there talking to their wife or their spouse or whoever and saying, honey, we are freaking broke. We owe the IRS money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Thus, 36 to Life was born. See, guys, so many of you guys are so full of bull roar, and you're trying to preach one thing and trying to do one thing, and I get it. Think big, yet in the same breath. If you have a real estate team right now, I want you to really look at your P&L. Going into getting our taxes done, did you really make the money that you thought you were going to make? And are the activities and what you're going to do in 2018, are you setting yourself up for a realistic result? Or does everything have to work out perfectly in order for 2018 to work out the way that you want? And right now, a lot of you guys are setting goals. We're thinking big, and then you do the math. Everything has to work out perfectly. And if one person moves from there, guess who's taking that job back? You. Now, again, there's some people that are going to be like, oh, Hank, that's not me. That's great. You know, some of you guys are going to work out with teams. Yet, let me ask you this question. Have you done the math on if you did 36 transactions and you increased your price by 25% every single year, would your net be more predictable than you building this freaking team? Do the math on it. Would you have a lot less at stake? Would you have a lot less variables if what you did was you focused on higher customer service, you focused on increasing your sales price? Because here's the thing is when I invented 36 to Life, I thought that if you concentrated on relationship-based business, that you could plan on a 10% increase. And here's what I'm finding. My people that really focused on a relationship business are increasing their sales price by 15 to 25%. Now do this math. Increase your sales price every single year for the next 5 years by 15 to 25%, and you don't increase your expenses like many of us do because we're making more money, so we're going to buy that car. No, stop freaking borrowing debt. Meaning so many people I see with teams are so freaking stretched where they keep raising their expenditures because they're not looking at a P&L and they're not paying the IRS. If you're behind on the IRS, what I want you to do is I want you to go get so freaking aggressive with paying them back as if someone owed you money. Man, a lot of people are getting hurt out there looking to build this dream that I'm going to build a team to a certain level where I no longer have to show up anymore. Do the math on this for me. Let's say that you did 36 transactions for the next 5 years, and every single year you increased it by 25%. How much money would you have sitting there? So we know that there's certain laws around money and finance. So let's say after this 5 years, you've got 500 grand sitting there. That's an additional $100,000 over the course of 5 years. So you have 500 grand sitting there. Now, we know that if on a certain number of return on money, every 7 years you can double your income, like double that money. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't need to grow these big teams. It is feeding the machine of everybody else. When you go and build your team, chances are you're helping build the company. Think about that. Who's really winning in this? If you're a team, do me a favor. Is your net income anywhere where you thought it was when you decided to go build this freaking team? And you know what? I would love for people to come on and let's have a conversation and let's look at your numbers. Let's look at your P&L and let's look at what you thought it was going to be like versus what it's actually looking like. Because most people won't do it. I would love for before people went on panels if they started showing their P&Ls on what their goals were and then what actuals were. what their net income was, their net ordinary income, what they were paying taxes on, the fact that they're actually on time with their taxes. See, here's the thing is most people you're going after something that doesn't exist because so many teams are freaking failing and so many teams are making the money that they are, yet their egos are so freaking big they can't get through the door. See, they like being number one. They like doing all this. They like the recognition. Hey, how did you do $96 million? Well, I got 50 freaking people on my team. Oh, great job. So your average agent's doing this. Guys, what if we changed the real estate conversation? We started talking net income. That's all we talked about. We stopped talking about volume. We stopped talking about all that crap, and we started talking about net life. Yeah? What kind of husband are you? What kind of father are you? Are you showing up to your kids' games? Are you taking them to school? What's your net life look like? See, many of you guys are doing this growing team so that you can have a better net life, yet the reality is your net life sucks. And if you just lowered your ego and went down to doing 36 deals a year and increased your sales price and provided a higher service, you'd have a higher net life. See, so many people, audio doesn't match video, and this is going to sound judgmental, yet if I'm striking a chord and I'm pissing you off, you should probably really look at what your goals are in 2018 because something tells me you're kidding yourself. Meaning, what goals or what outcomes am I kidding myself based on the activities that I'm doing that I'm looking for? Guys, wake up. Do me a favor. If you can't produce a P&L right now and your net income isn't on track to be where you want it to be by growing a team, be willing to look at it differently. If you are behind on paying the IRS, what I want you to do is I want you to maybe be open to looking at things differently. If you aren't having the net life that you want to have, maybe look at things differently. If you aren't on track to have the retirement income that you would like, maybe look at things differently. Guys, I am sick and tired of all the BS that's being shoved down your throat that you got to think bigger. How about you think consistent? Do me a favor. If you're doing a team, you're talent. If you're doing a team, you have success, and I want you to do this mathematical equation. If you did 36 transactions and you increase your sales price by 25% every single year for the next 5 years, and it was just you and an assistant, what does your net income look like? Well, Hank, I don't want to show buyers. I don't want to work nights or weekends. So you're working all the freaking time right now. What's the difference? So what if you did this? You had 24 people that you worked with, 24 clients. So here's the standard. You had 24 listings. 12 of those listings went and bought homes. So you're working with 24 clients because you have standards on who you work with and who you don't work with. Chances are you can have a pretty freaking awesome life, right? I'm fired up because I see a lot of people getting hurt. Do you know how many times, at least once a week, someone calls me up and says, Hank, I saw your video, or when we talked about this, you said, let me know how that works out. And you were right. The reality was it didn't work out the way that I wanted. Guys, I would love to be wrong. If you've had a conversation with me and I said, hey, let me know how that works out for you, or I don't believe that's going to work, help me eat crow. Help me say, you know what, Hank, you are wrong, and I went and did what I told you I was going to do, and I knocked it out of the park, and here's my P&L, and you know what, I will interview you, and I will brag on you, and I will eat crow because I want to be wrong. I want to know that your net life is freaking awesome. I want to know that your net income is freaking awesome. Yeah, what I see with a lot of teams is I see a bunch of bullshit, and it's irritating me. I'm going to go. If this strikes a chord, let me know. Now, this isn't for me, and my coaching schedule is full. I'm not even taking people on my wait list. This is more of a public service announcement. It's not for my coaching clients. My coaching clients, like everybody renewed going into next year. Why? Why do I have the retention that I have? Because I don't have somebody else's agenda. My agenda is helping you. My agenda isn't corporate numbers. My agenda is helping my freaking clients get the results that they're hiring me for. And if I'm not getting them, I'm either stepping aside or I'm doing whatever it is to make it right. My clients that work with me one-on-one are getting the freaking results that they hired me for. Otherwise, they're not coaching with me anymore because I don't care about any corporate agenda. My question is, if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, go find someone that can help you get the results, and they probably need to tell you some shit that you don't want to hear. Why? Because everybody wants your ego stroked. I gotta go. Yeah.